I just blacked out because I
It's gonna be great.
okay. I lost my credit card, by the way. Had to get a new one.
How did that happen?
Today we're talking about trends, being trendy.
Trends. That's how.
You know all about
so
that.
wild. I said trends a minute ago.
Yeah. Last week we talked about our brand, building your brand, what it's like, branding. Now we're talking about trends and how it can affect your brand along the way of keeping up with the said trends. Why is that funny?
I was just thinking about keeping up with the trends in the industry of business. can be difficult.
I'm just glad, JT, that is the one he watched.
Me too. That was great.
Because I'm like, of course that's the one he watched. Whatever. I stand by all my words always.
we appreciate that.
I'm not going back now. Do you think it's easy to lose brand identity if you're too trend focused as a business?
Well, I think you should try to remain true to who you are. Yes. I think it's okay to be creative and try to evolve, but I don't think you want to stray too far from like what you do, right? So I think you see that. I'll bring it back to current events. So you see that with the Super Bowl, right? Yes. I think a lot of the advertisers, generally speaking, are just trying to be flashy to like win the award on the ad meter, scoring system, whatever that is. But instead of actually focus on the brand and driving awareness to their like what they actually do day in and day out. So you don't try to be so quirky just to win an award, right? What you want to do is win customers, you know what I mean? So I do think that some of these you'll see some of these like they really want to be crazy because they're just trying to be so like exotic instead of just being focused on no, we're Oreos and this is what we do, and yeah, we can have a little bit of fun with it, but let's stay true to who we are, get our message across, have a call to action, all those things. So
right. I did see a commercial where a brand used Snoop Dogg, so like a celebrity appearance, to be their spokesperson for their commercial, and it was Snoop Dogg. He's just like sitting in a chair and he's like, I'm quitting smoking, blah blah blah, and it was for a no smoke fireplace. But the feedback that the commercial got was that it almost was too focused on the celebrity part of it, because they said there was no call to action, or more so there's no information of like what the product actually was, which I disagreed with.
Yeah,
I thought it was a good.
I think so. I saw that, and actually, so I follow him on like Twitter and stuff. And the first post was a day or two. He's like, starting tomorrow, I'm going smoke free. Yeah, and I was like, I don't believe you. And then the next day, I saw that, and you're right. In that moment, I was like, there's nothing here. But then the next day was like, I'm going smoke free starting today. And then it went into like the smokeless fireplace. I was like, you guys got me.
You got it. I thought it was good.
I thought it was
funny.
Yeah, it was good. I would argue too that the Super Bowl again. I think that people would say they remember the celebrities on this one. Yeah. Like, what was your favorite commercial?
My favorite one, the one that stands out the most, has to be Dunkin's commercial.
Okay, but I'm surprised. So right there, I'm surprised you didn't say Ben Affleck's commercial.
Well,
but you're right. Yeah. I agree with you. But like, I've heard people like, oh, the one that Ben Affleck was, and then it's like, oh, it was Dunking or whatever. Like, but it was Ben Affleck, it was J-Lo, it was Matt Damon, it was Tom Brady.
Yeah, I just know, like, to me, like, that's Dunkin's commercial with Ben Affleck in it. But I didn't really like him. Okay. I love what he's done in movies and like what he's been in, but just as a person, I've always thought he's like a wet piece of bread. He just just whenever I see him, like, you can't be that like bland. You're with J-Lo. Like, I know there's got to be some personality in there, but I just never see it. There's got to be more. And this commercial sold me on him. Good. And then more stuff starts coming out because, it's like a whole movie production.
Yeah, that was really smart.
I was like, I didn't realize it's a 10-minute little video. Yep. Which I thought, because then they even brought Charlie D'Amelio, which is like a whole other generation of bringing in a celebrity.
That was really well done. And then there were even, I think it was almost like outtakes or some after stuff where it was him and Tom and Matt throwing through a donut circle, and
like behind the scenes. Yes. That was
they were smart. Mm-hmm.
I think they did a great job. How would you suggest, or how would you say from your experience, do you adapt your brand evolving along with the trends that are happening throughout marketing?
Well, I'll say our brand.
Right.
Not my brand. But I watch what's going on.
You do?
I do. I'm super hip. Super trendy. I watch what's going on, and also, let's be clear. I watch what's going on in my algorithm, okay? Which I understand is different from yours, and trendy in your world might be different in mine.
I would love to see your For You page on TikTok.
Oh, that's a waste of your time.
Right.
It's like Gary V and Debug. I don't think I follow anything else.
You need more.
I do need a better job there from a research standpoint. I do think that, though, what I've done to stay on brand is hire people better than me at staying on brand. Shining light.
Agree.
Let her glow. Do all your imagery right now.
I agree.
What's that?
That's it. I agree. Because I think I feel like we've had this conversation on here even before. People, almost it goes unnoticed or on like the bottom of the to-do list of how important it is to kind of know what's going on in the internet, the world, the trending, not just what's going on in the particular business that you're in. Right. You know what I mean? Because it's so easy for you to know. Of course, you can know everything that's going on in pest control.
Right.
You so should. Exciting. You do. But I think it's still important to know just the little stuff.
I would have never had 2,000 views on my Barbie TikTok if it wasn't for you. I wouldn't have had a Barbie TikTok.
That's what I mean. Would you ever have even thought like, oh, Barbie? Of course.
No, well, when the movie came out, I was like, how do I capitalize on this? But
were you aware of how huge their marketing was?
I think so. I do think so. I was like, I didn't know that was trending or anything on TikTok, but I did. I was like, this movie's really blown up. So I did see that. But yeah, no, I think identifying that you need people to help you in that, to know that there's just people that are better than you at things, right? Lean into that and then bring them in and let them cook.
Let them cook. That's a trend. Did you know that? Are you the one making all these trends and you're just the man behind the curtain?
When I was growing up, they called me Trend Sorgan. That's not true at all. I'll be honest.
As someone who has their own business, how do you find the balance when it comes to anything that's trending? So like TikTok, for example, there's probably a new trend, if not every day, every other day.
Okay.
We can agree to this with,
I believe you.
with just like sounds that are trending or specific whatever.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, how do you know what to just keep going with because it's trending to meet maybe new target audience with like younger generations versus sticking like to your brand? I mean, like, well, that's not really appropriate for us. Do you kind of understand?
Yeah, I mean,
I'll give you a crisp example. So if there's a sound trending on TikTok, say it's a Nicki Minaj sound, whether it's a song or something she said.
It's my girl.
Yep. Would you rather go out of your comfort zone to reach this new audience to be like, oh my God, yeah, they're the pest control guys that like dance to Nicki Minaj songs? Of course. Yeah. Or, and like kind of have a negative effect of maybe on your competitors of like staying professional, I guess, in that sense of things when it comes to trends? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah,
I think so. I mean, look, I'm open to having fun. I think that goes like taking things too seriously. I want to be appropriate, right? I don't want to be my girl Nicki.
Miss Minaj.
May have a couple songs that I go, well, all right, we probably shouldn't use that one because that's not appropriate. But but if there's something we can like sample. I used to sample songs when I was doing beats. Sorry. So anyway, so yeah, I think you can have fun with it. I think you should kind of lean into those things and be like, this is trending, this is a buzz, and let's have fun with it. And then if it's a little too risque, you go, yeah, what? the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Let's not do it. We can wait for the next trend because to your point, they're every other day, right? Or every couple of days. So let's just hold tight and we'll jump into the next one. So I think that's just you got to make that executive decision at some point. And I think the creative team, so you, right? You're going to present. I think it's on the creative folks to present all the things. And if they're really adamant about it, to really push, and then if not, it's just like, hey, I just want to present this and see what you thought, or I think we should really do this, or maybe I'm unsure. And then at the end of the day, these businesses are not a democracy. Somebody has to make the executive decision.
Right.
So you get all the feedback from people, and then you just kind of go, I think it's good or not good, and you hope you hit it right.
I'll throw a bonus question for you.
Yeah.
Say we're following the TikTok trends. We are getting thousands of followers by these TikTok trends. But our sales numbers kind of increasing, but not as much as equivalent to like the amount of followers and views we're getting. But because it's funny, it's new, we're trending. Do you stick with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't expect sales numbers to directly correlate to engagement or activity. To me, social is about brand awareness. There'll be some like call to action where people are clicking or running ads, but I think by and large it's just like, oh yeah, I know those guys. And I think there's an element to, and you can do this on the different channels too, right? Like on TikTok, we're there having fun. We're doing the trendy stuff. We're probably not sampling the Nicki Minaj song on LinkedIn.
Right.
So just knowing your audience. So I think that's fine too. That's what, I think you're really great at. And as a team here, we identify that there's different target audiences on these different channels, and we're gonna do what's right on those channels. And Nikki and Barbie are right on one, and probably not right on others.